BRP education. Tonight, we're going to be talking about the 5 phases of real estate investing. And these 5 phases it's a very simple thing, but it's an important thing. It's an important thing to remember and to utilize. It gets you back to the fundamentals. It basically, it's the groundwork for everything, to put it in a nutshell. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to share. I'm going to do this real quick. Let me knock this down a little bit if I can. Put you over here. Put you over here. Let's go to a window. Let's go here. Let's go to share. I think I can knock this one down. And go, oops. Did I go away?
No, you're good.
Okay.
It's
you can see. I know. I'm going to make it bigger.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
There. Yeah. Can you see my PowerPoint?
Yes.
Okay. Let me just. I'm sorry. Let me just fix one thing here. I'm going to bring this up. Okay. Here's my PowerPoint. You can still see it, right?
Yes.
Okay. So we're looking at the 5 phases, and very simply, it's the groundwork for all your investing. It's not complex. It's very simple, and it works like this. You go your acquisition, your implementation, stabilization, growth, and exit strategy. So your acquisition is basically you're doing your COTA process. You're looking into the property. You're doing a little bit of underwriting to look, to find it. You're finding your target market, your prospect tenant. So that's part of your acquisition. You want to start with your business model. You implement your business model, your framework, all the way through your exit strategy. So you're going through your acquisition phase. Let's go here. Okay. You're creating your criteria. You get your broker relationships. We're working right now, just through Crexy. I'm a real estate broker. So we have a pretty good relationship. You're dealing with off-market sources. You have your COTA process in process. You're going through your building permits. You're going through your all your market research, your mortgage research. Are the rates up? Are the rates down? Your underwriting standards for asset classes. You're underwriting for an A class, a B class, a C class, or a D class. You're looking at building permit activity. You're looking at mortgages. You're looking at average household size. You're also looking at your demographics and your psychographics. Your demographics is telling you who. Your psychographics is telling you why. Gives you their why, I should say. So you're doing all this at one time, and it seems like a lot. And once you start doing it, it's really not that bad. A lot of it is going through, and you're putting your plan into action. You're starting the acquisition. You're looking for the building. You're looking for your prospect tenant. You're getting everything set to go. Then you're going to implement your plan. You're going to go into phase 2. The phase where you want to start taking ownership. You're going into, you wrote your LOI. You're going under contract. You're doing your due diligence. You're going to closing. You're looking to close on a deal.
When do you start writing the management plan?
You're going to start writing your management plan right in here where you're doing your underwriting and you're doing your implementation. Your management plan is being written because if you're going to hand it off to third-party manager and you're going to be the asset manager, you want to tell your management company how to manage your property. All right. You don't want them managing your property the same way they manage every other property. You want to have your property managed the way you want it managed to meet your goals, to pay back your investors. You have to meet your goals to pay back your investors. So this is where your management plan is getting written. It says it right here. Implementation, implement your management plan. Operation systems. What are you doing for operations? That's all part of your management plan. all part of, yeah, that's part of budgeting too. Your budget's written in your management plan as well. So we have acquisition, we have implementation. Now we're going to go, yep, here we are. Step 3, stabilization. You have the property now. You're the owner. Monday morning, the door's open. What do? Well, you want to run operations. You're going to start you want to start stabilizing the property. You want to start looking at your dashboard reports coming from your management company or whoever's doing the property management, right? You want your Monday morning dashboard reports. You want your monthly reports. You want your quarterly reports, and you want your year-end reports. But the dashboard reports are the most important because that's where you're looking at traffic. You're looking at your rent rates. You're looking at people who are coming, your traffic, your people who are coming in to look at the apartments. Are they renting? Are they not renting? Why are they not renting? Could be a simple thing like a tree was blocking the view of whatever they were looking at. So trim that tree out. Now they got their view back, right? And maybe that apartment will rent quicker. I mean, silly things like that. People are fickle, especially when it comes to real estate. You never know what's going to turn people off or turn people on about a property. Maybe they didn't like the countertops. Maybe they didn't, the kitchen was whatever. They didn't like the look of the appliances. These are the things you want to find out from the people who did not rent, because they'll give you the best feedback as opposed to the people that did rent. And you want to pull them too to find out, especially after the first month they're there. Okay, hey, what's going on? How do you like the place? Is there something, that we can make better for you? Can we put that laundry in for you? And that way you don't have to go 14 blocks to the laundry to do your laundry. These are just things coming off the top of my head when we were talking about our last underwriting. But these are, you want to talk about delinquencies. You want to talk about the maintenance budget for sure. During stabilization. Stabilization is basically a word that's used, but no building is actually ever stabilized. It's never a perfect world. As it's put in our training, you're only one maintenance disaster away from being unstabilized. You're only one, and I hate to say this, you're only one death in an apartment away from being unstabilized, because now that apartment can't be rented for X amount of time because the coroner has to come in and you got to do cleanup and whatever. You're only one plumbing disaster away from being unstabilized. But these are all the things you have to try and predict. And a lot of times preventative maintenance is a huge thing when you're dealing with an older building. I mean, it happens. I mean, things are going to happen and you have to stay on top of these things. A lot of these things can be treated during turnover, an apartment turnover. Okay, let's look at the plumbing. Let's look at the electric. Let's look at the lighting. Let's look at the kitchen appliances. Let's make this apartment better to live in. So, hey, we can get maximum rent for it. So, stabilization. You're also making adjustments to your management plan during this stabilization period, right? Are you really stabilized? Look what COVID did to a bunch of places. A lot of landlords ran into a lot of trouble during COVID. People weren't making the money they were supposed to be making because they were in the service industry, or whatever their issues were. But a lot of landlords got in a lot of big trouble. So you have to make adjustments to your management plan. And during the stabilization period, you're making those adjustments. You're making adjustments to the budget. You're making adjustments all the time, especially when we're operating during a stabilization period. Next up is step number 4. Growth. Now we kind of skipped a little bit now, or we came ahead a little bit during the stabilization because we talked about growth. We talked about adding a laundry. When you want to do a project like that, and growth is a simple thing like, hey, what can we do to make our units more appealing to our prospect tenants? Okay, and that's your growth. All right, you only have X amount of units that you can rent, so we want to get the most out of every unit. So, you're in this growth period, you're trying to increase your income, right? You want to drive your business forward. So you want to improve the apartments. And again, during turnover, this is the perfect time to do it. You're turning over an apartment, you have a vacancy, but you want to do this quickly because you want to get that unit rented. What's the payback period? If I'm going to replace a $200 ceiling fan, what's the payback period? How quickly am I going to be able to recoup that money to offset that purchase during the growth period? You also want to do some secret shopping. Find out what your competitors are doing. Walk into their places. Hire somebody, maybe pay them a couple of bucks to go into your competitor's place and look at their apartments. Find out what their rents are. Hey, maybe we're not charging market rent. Maybe we're still under market rent. There's other ways to find this out too. I mean, you can just look at, if you have access to the MLS, you can find out where rents are in the MLS for your competitors as well. But growth, stabilization, they kind of run a little bit together. And now we're going on to exit strategy. Time has come. What are we going to do? Are we going to refinance and keep this property for a longer period of time? Pay off all investors, pay off or refinance our loan, pay off our investors, and keep this property? Are we going to sell it outright? What's the market look like? Can we sell the property? Is it a good market to sell the property? Or refinance, take money out of our property and start looking for more property, and get our investors on board. What's up? What do you need?
Is there anything you do at the exit strategy that's very similar to what you do in your purchase?
Is there anything? I don't understand your question.
Okay.
What are you driving at, Karen? I know you have a purpose.
Do you check all the units to make sure everything's working and fix things before you put it on the market?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Good point. You as if you're going to sell the property, or even if you're going to refinance in this case, because the bank might send an inspector over too, during the refinance period. But if you're going to sell, you want your property to do the best. Same thing when you sell your home, right? You're going to sell your home. What do? You paint. You fix the little dings and dents that the prospective buyer is going to say and try to nibble at your asking price. So same thing when you're selling your building. You want to go around to each unit and say, hey, what do these units look like? What does the model unit look like? If you have enough units where you can have a model unit, spruce it up, spruce up the landscaping, possibly paint. Put a little money into it. Clean the roof if you have that option. I'm just spitballing here, but yes, you definitely want to improve your property, and that's during the growth period too. You're always improving your property, but now you're exiting. So what do you want to do? You want to make your property look the best to sell and or refinance. That answer your question? Even though it wasn't a question.
Yeah. There was a word I was looking for, and I just can't think of it.
No, I know. I understand what you're saying. So basically, those are the 5 phases of real estate investing, and we can go over them again real quick. Acquisition, implementation, stabilization, growth, and exit strategy. Acquisitions, when you're looking for your prospect tenant, you find your prospect tenant, you're doing your COTA process, and you're moving on, and you're implementing your plan. Your business plan. What do you want to find a building to fit your prospect tenant in, right? You want to find that building to fit your prospect tenant in. Then once you purchase the building, you're in a stabilization stage, and your stabilization and growth happen basically at the same time. They could be step 3 and step 3.1, but anyway, we separated them. Stabilization, you're always stabilizing, you're always adjusting. Right? You're running your business plan, you're running your management plan, but you always have to make adjustments. You're always adjusting. And then when you come around, time has come to, what are you going to do? Refinance? You're going to sell? You got to make that decision. You're going to pull money out, possibly pay off your investors, and start searching for another property while you're holding this one. Or sell this one outright, pay off your investors, and buy a bigger building, depending on how the market goes. So those are your 5 phases of real estate investing. And let me see if I can get back to where I was going to get to. Let's close that. Let's open you. Let's get back here. Why can't I get back? There, that's what I want. Open you up. I don't think I'm sharing anymore, right? Just me on the screen? Okay. So my name's Greg Flower, Buy It, Rent It, Profit Education. Those are the 5 phases of real estate investing. I hope it was helpful. And if you want to become a subscriber, go to Buy It, Rent It, Profit Education, BRP EDU, and sign up for our emails. If you want to become a member, there's a member sign up also as well. We are also offering a 7-day free trial where you can sign up and be a member for free for 7 days. See how you like it. The deal analyzer, the next generation deal analyzer, analyzer is part of it, and you can analyze any deal you want. You can analyze a single family home, mixed use commercial property, a multifamily property, a commercial property, anything you want to analyze, it's right there. You can do it under 20 minutes. That's the cool part about it. There's plenty of courses. Everything's there that you're going to need for your real estate investing business. There's a path for beginners. There's paths for intermediate. There's paths for
Experienced.
Thank you. Experienced investors. There's something for everybody. There's something for real estate professionals like myself. That's how I got involved. And it wasn't for BRP education, I would not have my broker's license. That's all I'll say about that. So again, Greg Flower, BRP Education. Thank you everybody for showing up, and hope to see you next week. We'll be doing this 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time every Thursday night at 7.